Right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another day, another message. Well, quite a few messages. Started with a very interesting set of how, planets interact with us or we interact with the energy is just immediate to us. The solar system, the universe, the concept of downloads, uploads, a lot of interesting messages, and I am one of those who still, well, I have a long way to go, and I don't know why I keep saying that to everybody these days, because it's not very relatable for me for how I was a couple of years ago, maybe even 2 years ago. I was just the last year, even 6 months ago, was probably a whole different scenario. And where I am today and what I'm talking to you about today is nothing I have ever, well, maybe I don't know if I really dreamt of it, if I imagined it, or I don't know what's the right word, or is there a word to it, but it was something like this that I just felt like is coming, and the way it's taking its shape is making me very magic struck, if that's a word. I'm going to use this word quite a bit. Okay, so let's welcome to a magic struck reading. This might be a strike of magic to you, a spark of magic to you as well. Could have been a spark that you have ignited, or maybe it was ignited at some point of time, or it is your spark that is waiting for what is it waiting for? I don't know, but it's waiting for something. There is a wait. So during this period of wait, I thought, why not let's bring some messages from the wild unknown. So I've got the archetypes with me here. I did one round of deep cleanse as I allowed myself to really open up to the messages that I received, and usually the decks that I choose have something to do with those messages, and how we structure, well, we flow with it, right? We flow with it. Okay, so I don't know why I don't want to really talk a lot this time. It's going to be a fairly mystic reading. Mystic was the first card that popped out. What, maybe the mystic has a message. Mysticism, mist, misty, winter. What is mystic? What does the winter do? Winter allows us to really, either it gets us very lazy, but it makes us very cozy and comfortable. What does that have to do with the mystic? Somebody who brings their coziness and comfort to wherever they are. Interesting, because I was wondering something around the shaman and mystic was really coming, and I didn't know what the difference was. I just couldn't continue that message for some reason, started doing something else, and it feels now like the download complete, that message is just completed coming through. So the difference is the shaman is, I don't know, well, maybe it'll come through, but a mystic is one who is very comfortable and cozy within himself. So his presence amidst others triggers others also to get comfortable within themselves. The Venus has something very strongly here. It's the divine mystic. It's the feminine. It's the divine feminine who's a mystic. So this is for somebody who is a divine feminine. You could identify as a feminine, not necessarily a woman or a girl. I mean, not for kids. These videos are not for kids, please, not at all for kids. Not necessarily a woman physically. You may be a man who's very strong, who has a very amazing inner feminine, right? There are very rare men like that. Let's not go there. Don't want to die, but okay, so this could be for a mystic feminine. It's also borderlining a very witchy energy, But I'm just going to say, the word witch comes with its own contingencies. We're not going that to talk about that. And the other thing I am going to say here is our readings, my readings, are set with an intention of only the love of divine, only the divine. Whatever comes through comes, and whatever doesn't remains, right? So it is with a lot of love and compassion that they come out, and my job is just to render it to you. It's not to question, it's not to judge. I have no business with these messages. They just come through and I allow to say it out. Okay, so some of these cards from the Wild Unknown archetype just fell through. I still haven't fixed my focus, the camera focus. Oh, not bad. Seems to have gotten a lot better. Okay, so the box is underneath. Let's see, the box, the cave, the stone, the flame, the eternal child in the rivers, the judge, the mother. Okay, so interesting how we said the mystic mother, right? The mystic feminine, and the topmost card that has fallen through is the mother. So we got the box. I'll just put it here. We got the box, and then comes the cave. So something has been boxed in. The stone, sideways. Stone generally speaks to a structure, a foundation. So maybe a very loose foundation, so that just kind of had its own boundaries. It wasn't a very, you see how the stone has a triangle outside a square, right? So even though it had a space, this is the second time I'm receiving this message in a different form. Okay. Even though this triangle is fairly a larger space, there was an illusion of this box that served somebody, someone. So at some point of time, you had very rigid boundaries or a very rigid structure. But that was just an illusion. Some sort, maybe someone created, or you assumed certain things, you presumed it, you never know, right? So that was just an illusion, whereas the foundation, the stone, is actually a larger triangle in here. There's also something with the shapes, sacred geometry. There is a circle, and then that is fitted within a square. So, okay, that's the message. All right. Okay, so this is for somebody who had a very broad perspective in their upbringing, right? So maybe there was a mother. You could have been the mother, or you could be of any age. You could be in your 60s, 70s, 20s, 30s, 40s, doesn't matter. My readings are not gender specific and not age specific. They don't discriminate in any form. It's meant for anybody and everybody who receives it at this point of time, right? So at some time there was a motherhood, a nurturing energy that allowed you to really see things from a holistic lens, the circle of life. But this circle was within a box. So maybe you were not allowed to, I'm using the word allowed, it's a very narrow word. Maybe you were not given the space. You were not given the tools. That's what it is. You were deprived of the tools from being able to see this thing in the center, right? For how it was a part of a very huge foundation, a huge structure. You had to remain within this box, and there was a circle of life within this box, right? So eventually this environment, what it did is it gave you it allowed you to protect your flame. There was a flame, there was always a flame, and I'm going to say that this flame is not coming across as a very healthy energy. There could have been a lot of shadows, there could have been a lot of past energies of all forms, not going there again. And this flame was just, see how there are again triangles here, right? So this flame was just able to see all the shadows within and just outside of it. And this was your flame, this was your life force, this was your, okay, I'm not going to say your, so this was somebody's life force, this was somebody's light, the flame. So this eternal child in the reverse talks to me about how this child was deprived of believing who they originally were. So in some sort of a way, your identity was not defined. You were not finding your footing. You didn't know. It was very difficult to identify yourself, because this light allowed you to see a lot of the outside of stuff. And because you also were protected in a lot of ways, it didn't allow you to really see who you were in your childhood. Now is the time. The judge speaks. There is a judgment around this. Right? This could be a very, I'm going to say, it may have a lot to do with your ancestors, spirit guides, angels. Again, if you're here till this moment, always, well, let's offer love and gratitude to the spirit of the highest light. All right. So I did get disturbed in between. Apologies for that. And I'm still not going to allow it to really disturb. And let's really go ahead and offer my love and gratitude to ancestors, guides, and angels of the Most High, of the Divine Light. Of all of them who guide us through our shadows, who show light. I don't know why, but I have a feeling in this reading, I'm really going to offer love and gratitude to all angels, guides, and ancestors, to just everybody, the most evolved of the divine light and the ones who didn't. And let's send them away with compassion. Just be from a space of love. And because that's also how the divine works, light is not needed where there is no dark. If everything was always sunny and bright, why do you need the light, right? So the presence of the darkness is where the importance of light reveals itself. All right. So there is a space for everybody on earth, and this spirit of compassion is an offering in this reading somehow. Whether it's, this is for a lot of us and others. Let's leave it there. Yeah. All right. Coming back to the reading. There is a judgment about this. Oh, I didn't talk about the mother card at all. I'm so sorry. I forgot. After the flame, I straight away went to the judge. So this mother, knowingly or unknowingly, has been protecting a pearl. That's what mothers do. Maybe she wasn't aware, or maybe she was. You never know. But whatever she was aware of, she did her best and she nurtured it. What she gave or didn't give. So this flame, right? As this flame, while it was able to see a lot of light and dark around it, what it wasn't able to see was the pearl that the flame carried within itself. Was the pearl burning? I don't know. Maybe it will come through later. But you see how the box has a glowy pearl right in between, and this box is the illusion that the stone carried, right? So this illusion probably highlighted, so that's what it is. It was not an illusion created by the mother or the child or anybody. It's the illusion of how conditioning, society, social rules, regulations, must do's, religious practices could be in a lot of forms. It was a very conventional. That's a very high vibe word. I love the word conventional because you see, religious beliefs allow us, they guide us they are meant to guide us towards our highest path of good, right? But we also sometimes get really entangled in it, that we slip into beliefs and patterns that may or may not unknowingly or knowingly suppress our individualities. You see what that comes from? This is a brand new job, Jupiter come. I don't know if it's got a very dreamy expansion that I'm talking about. So it's a lot of Uranus and Jupiter that's coming through, and the Aquarius is screaming through this message for me. So you may have a lot of Aquarius or a very strong Jupiter. I have a feeling it's the Aquarius or Uranus or Neptune. So it's the Uranus in Aquarius, or yeah, Jupiter. Something about these couple of planets and energies there. So this box, right? So this pearl, there is something has been glowing within this box, and there is a pearl hidden. So that's what the mother energy says. This could have been really your mother. This could have been you. This could have been your grandmother. There's a feminine mystic. I have a feeling this mother is the feminine mystic here, or you are becoming this mother who is identifying a pearl. It's interesting how it's coming through. The stone had to be broken, so there were a lot of pebbles underneath where a pearl was found. And when this pearl was found, she also saw, during the process of breaking the stone is when she identified her will. And now she found a pearl. So she already has a flame, she has found a pearl, she has the will because she broke the stone. And in the process of breaking the stone, she also had to step out of this illusion of this box. So she came out of the box. So she also had to come out of the cave. She came out of the cave. She did come out of the cave, and something was shining. So she went ahead towards it instead of holding on to whatever was caving her, whatever was protecting her. Can you also see two eyes here in the cave? I don't know if it's visible. There are two eyes here in the cave. Two eyes. Let me bring it closer. I think closer is when it blurs a bit. This cave also has two eyes. So maybe it was a very, I don't know, this could have been just an energetic cave or a real physical cave. Comes more across as very spiritual. So somebody who was really caving your, I don't know, this could just be the spirit. This could just be that the light from where the flame began. Whatever is calling you because that's where you're meant to go. Done. Reading done. See you all later. Bye. Well, I'm kidding. I asked for one archetype and look what fell through. There are six cards of archetypes, and come on, I am going to take some time to read through the messages. Okay, let's go back to the order in which they came. The box was the first one on the top, and then was the cave, and then came the flame, and then came the eternal child in the reverse, then came the mother, then came the judge. So that was the order of it. I don't know why I'm still going back to the order. Maybe I just have to verify something. Is there something else that needs to come out? Yes, in the eternal child. This ball of flame. This is the ball of flame this eternal child carried, which allows he or she, him or her, to see whatever is around her. It's a very bright flame. I'm hearing this flame can never go off. It will only burn brighter. I'm getting scared. You don't, come on. Let's not take these. Please note that tarot is only for entertainment. We are in an era where this needs to be really emphasized. Please don't take any of these messages in the literal senses. You need professionals and specialists in areas of where you need real-time guidance for what you need to decide on, right? You have professionals and specialists for that purpose, so please use your discernment in taking these messages. So this flame, this is an internal flame for an eternal child, right? So somebody who is always ready to give light. The light never exhausts. That's why. So you are either this eternal child or you are the mother. Maybe you are an eternal child who is becoming the mother. I don't know. Okay, so moving forward. Why did I say going back? Maybe you have to go back to your mother, or go back to your, go back to your mother. Just go talk to her. If your mother, if she's waiting for you here, like as in if your mother is on the plane, go and get back to her, give her some love. If your mother is not here in the spirit, then offer some love to her. Yeah, it's really your motherly spirits that are coming through. It's definitely something around the mother and the eternal child. Okay, I hope this reading is going to serve some. Okay, alright, so why am I shuffling the white woodland wardens? Let's see what's the, let's just see this, and let's just see the energy between the mother and the eternal child here. Please take this reading for however it is. Anybody, I don't know who the mother is, I don't know who the eternal child is. Maybe both are both possible, right? You never know. Well, these messages are always coming out that way. They meant to come out that way, so you can sit. Anytime you receive a guidance, please go ahead and check in with yourself. In the next couple of minutes, just don't do anything. Maybe sit in the grass, sit in the sun, sit in the beach, wherever there's water, or just in front of a lamp when you're doing your prayers. Just sit and pray for a couple of minutes for what did this message really make me feel? How did it make me feel? That's where your answers lie, right? Okay, so let's move ahead with what are the energies between the mother and the eternal child here, please? Boundaries. The porcupine and anemone. Determination is underneath. Maybe both you and your mother, or I don't know if you're the child, but maybe both the mother and the child have a very Marsy approach or a very earthy approach. Could be both Mars or Earth. One of you could have a lot of Mars and the other one could have a lot of Earth. Could be anyway, right? Because this is the Ram, this is the Aries symbol. But it's also it's coming across to me like the Capricorn, no? So the Ram and Dahlia. So it could be Aries or Capricorn. But what's the energy that's actually predominantly playing out is the boundaries, the porcupine and anemone. Okay, so let's see in what area of life are these boundaries playing across. I've got with me the Lenormand deck. Let's see what area of life are these boundaries playing as. 21 minutes of reading. Okay, something flipped but just didn't come through. The bear. Protection. Maybe someone wants to protect, or someone is protecting someone else. but it didn't come through or fall, like reveal itself. So maybe there's something that's not revealing a lot here. I also want to go ahead and see what the porcupine and anemone are about. It's okay, let's go ahead and see. All right, which area of life are these boundaries playing out for our mother and eternal child, please? The dog, loyalty, trust, friend, warmth, companionship. Maybe both are feeling a sense of the scythe is underneath. Maybe this was a real uprooting of the friendship, the warmth that once was there, right? And it's caused a lot of boundaries, that there is probably no warmth, no exchange of energies. Let me also get a rune. We'll get a rune in the last, yeah. So let's get the tarot. I'm going to keep both these here. Let's get a tarot. Let's get the tarot and see how. Okay, we'll start with the mother first. We'll start with the mother, then comes the child. It's also the cycle of life, right? For a mother, the child always comes first. And for a child, the mother always comes first. Okay, and at some point of time when this is moving around, we all come up with boundaries. Okay, so that's what it is. It's maybe just going through the cycle of life. All right. My laptop never goes on when I'm doing a reading. Goes off, as in just switched off. I think it's allowing me some time to pause. Because I don't know why I'm tearing up, because I also have a message here. That's what it feels like. Okay, all right. Let's not go too deep into the light or dark here. All right, boundaries. How are we doing this? We're going to get a card for the mother, one for the child. How are these boundaries and loyalty playing around? How is the mother feeling about it? How is the child feeling about it? What are the good things that the mother wants? What does the mother want? What does the child anticipate? What does the universe advise? Or what are some challenges and what does the universe advise? So 2, 4, there's one more card I want in between. What could be a closure for both of them? What could give them a closure? I don't know, has something to do with closure. All right. Okay, the mother, how is she feeling? The Lovers, she knows that this is a very spiritual bond. Maybe the mother is feeling very, this could well be, I don't know why, but I'm also guided to say this could really be within yourself, for how you could be an eternal child, somebody who was very willing to help everybody when you were young, and now you're really finding something that you have to protect and nourish within yourself. But this protection, nourishment cannot be on a faulty foundation. It cannot be based on illusions. It's really got to be very practical. It's got to be very authentic. Maybe that's also the challenge in really making it authentic, because I also feel that the Lovers is coming from a space of, the masculine is looking at the feminine, but the feminine is looking at the angel, the mystic feminine, right? So your mystic feminine could be this mother, and your inner masculine could be this eternal child. So your masculine self has a pearl that your inner feminine has discovered. This totally took a turn. I thought it was with the mother and the child in the world. Well, could be. Still, I still keep. I mean, I still believe those messages came out for a reason. So please go and give some love to your mother. She will definitely appreciate it, and she will love you too. And if you have children, then just go visit them. Just ring them up. Hey, hi. That's another thing. When we age, we expect a lot from our children and forget that we can still give them. Right? It's okay. They can be independent on their own. You can appreciate it, or you can let them know that, hey, you got to do better for yourself because I care for you, right? It can come from a very loving space. Maybe that's what this The Lovers is also about, coming from a loving space. Allow your inner masculine or your divine masculine. I don't know how this is going to go, but this divine masculine is an eternal child, and the mystic feminine is the mother, right? So interesting. There is a mother and child duo who is a very this child is eternal, and his masculine is one to be protected. It's taking a different turn. It's taking a whole different turn. He could be a boy. You could have a boy child, or you could be a boy, and this could be one for your mother. I don't know. I'm just going to leave it open there. Yeah. So there is a masculine energy who has something to be protected. And this inner feminine, this inner mystic feminine seems to be the one looking up to the angel, but this masculine is actually looking at her. Could well be your inner masculine. Okay, let's see how this plays out. The Lovers card always throws me off, I'm going to tell you, because it's the Gemini, it's one of duality. It has a lot of do's and don'ts around it. So let's see how that plays out. So this is the mother. How is the child feeling about it? I'm not surprised. Or am I? What the hell? Apologize for my language. Is it your inner... The devil is again a little bit... The Lovers is the energy of duality, and the devil is one of conflict, containment, a rubber band sort of an energy, that's the devil. So when you have both of these, then and I strongly believe that they cannot be in the same person, or maybe it is, you never know. But this child, or the masculine, or the inner eternal child, is viewing it as an attachment, an unhealthy attachment, or he is holding on to it like an attachment. Whereas the mystic feminine knows that it is destined that this masculine is going to look at her, but she looks up at the gods. She is not tied up according to her. Maybe she isn't. That's what she believes, the mother. Whereas the child believes that they both are tied to the same devil. Interesting how this is playing out. This is the masculine there. Okay, so let's do a feelings, thought. What can give them closure, right? What can allow the mom to feel better around this? Because what's the message for the mother? That's a better question. What's the message for the mother in these boundaries and loyalty? What's the message for the mother? The star. She is the star. She is meant to identify something within herself that's part of her purpose. There's also a bird that I see in the Lovers card. So birds could be very significant, or maybe she has been receiving messages through birds. Okay, what's the message for this eternal child or the masculine? King of Wands. He needs to take action. This could well be within you again. This reading is super powerful, I must tell you. This energy of trust and boundaries, right? Even if you trust, you can have boundaries in the way you operate, because the boundaries come from a very 3D space, right? They can also be energetic. Hang on, just hang on to me while this message comes out. Sorry, not hang on to me, just hang on for a minute while it comes out. Maybe a little more than a minute. I sometimes get really exhausted bringing them and rendering them out because it's a lot of them coming at one go. There's an energy of trust and boundaries, and the way it's playing out is this feminine sees how the boundaries are being, how to place or remove boundaries based on trust, whereas this masculine is one who is able to think from the worldly perspective. Can I trust these things? Are these boundaries one for me to trust, or is it? So these boundaries are coming from a place of protecting something. So this masculine has a very 3D perspective. Whatever they are saying is boundaries. They are saying that it is made for the same intention as theirs is. You see what I mean? There is a difference of the perspective levels here. The angel, the mystic feminine feels she has to have some boundaries in place so that she can trust herself and trust. She's probably healing her trust at all. No, it's coming from a very higher perspective. She herself is healing, so she is opening up to new perspectives, probably within the area of trust, friendliness, friendship, warmth, right? Loyalty, very importantly. Whereas this masculine sees these boundaries are instilled because the feminine is also wanting the same things as him. So what he says is they both are tied to the same one. He may not know it's the devil. Come on, let's be very honest there. If the devil shows up, then it means the devil is present. And when the devil is present, the devil doesn't let you know that he's the devil, right? You really have to see what these chains are. And then you will be able to see that this one that's actually sitting on top of these chains is the devil. If you see, it's not the devil that's holding, it's the chair. It's wherever these chains are bound. On top of it is the devil. Right? So he could be driven by ego. The mystic feminine is healing. This is her message. She is the star. This masculine wants to become the king of wands, or the message is to really become the king of wands. Now, what I'm also guided to say is the devil is Capricorn, right? But we'll see the advice. I think that will bring it to a close. Let's pause it here. These are the advices for the eternal, for the mother and for the eternal child, or the internal child. All right, so let's see. This will give closure, right? So let's leave that there. What is meant? What does the universe want? What does the universe ask us out of this? Nine of Swords. The universe asks to look at your stress, to look at where you're overthinking, to really independently process some stuff. The Nine of Swords is a lot of stress and overthinking, right? When it is asked of you, it is something about healing. I have a feeling this is for the feminine. It's about healing your thought patterns. It's about healing your thought patterns. And what about the masculine? Page of Cups. He has to open up his heart. He has to open up his heart. That's how he can take action. He has to start expressing one by one. Now, the Hermit is at the bottom of the deck. This also tells me, if consider this is your inner masculine and your inner feminine, right? The more your inner masculine expresses himself slowly, one step at a time, he may not know the entire plan. He may not know everything. But he can trust just enough to open his heart a little bit, just a little bit. And as he does this, right, you will also notice that the Page of Cups has just a fish in the cup. So there's not a lot of water, but it's coming from a very innocent emotional space. So what happens is it allows you to detach from your emotions. And as the masculine self does this, the feminine self will also notice that their thought patterns are getting healed, right? It's interesting how the Page of Cups is the advice, but eventually he will become the King of Wands. The Hermit is at the bottom of the deck. The final card of the day, I don't know how all this is related to a mother and child. I'm going to say that this mother is a feminine self and this eternal child is a masculine self. This could be playing out in n number of ways right now for the collective. It could be between an actual mother and child, or the child and a grandchild, grandparent, or maybe whoever is viewing you and your child, in number of ways. Just take it however it resonates. Lastly, what's the advice? I'm so exhausted. It's been half an hour. And it's going to be a fairly longer reading, this one too. That's a lot of cards that just fell down. Knight of Wands in the reverse just fell on the floor. Okay. So the advice is not to take quick action. Don't act on every step that you see. Don't jump too many times on your high horse. In literal words. Well, no pun intended. Oh my God. I don't know what's happening these days. Okay. So don't jump too many times like this. That's what the Knight of Wands does. He's like non-stop, right? And if he doesn't know where to go, he'll be going around the same space. I make a lot of fun around the Knight of Wands because I feel that it's a very sparkly energy, right? And sometimes when times are really boring, or when you're going through a lot of stuff, and or when your people around you are really being very difficult, the Knight of Wands will just keep moving around and make the whole environment very lively. So I have a very love or hate relationship with the Knight of Wands. Maybe that's why. Anyway, jokes apart, in the reverse it says, don't be the sparkly, vibrant person, right? You don't have to be that passionate about everything on the go. No, not required. What you can do for the masculine is, I'm sure this message is a lot about the masculine. It's also coming across like all you need to do is open yourself one step at a time, feel the waters, feel the vibe, sit with it, allow it to flow. Your difficulty may be in the area of trust with respect to boundaries, and when this occurs, just come back to this reading. That's all you need to do. As you slowly open up to the Page of Cups, Queen of Cups, next comes the Knight, and then you go towards the Queen. You will not go to the King of Cups. At some point of time, you will know that it will be the King of Wands. Maybe Queen of Cups is once you come back to your heart self, you know that you don't want to go back to your masculine of King of Cups, because the King of Cups doesn't express. He suppresses a lot of his emotions. That's why he's also very charming and charismatic. He's got a very stoic way of being, which may be good at times, but it's not really helpful when you want to get things done, if you know what I mean. So you may be meant to create something. It's the pearl that's calling. It's your calling. The pearl is calling. The pearl is calling. Pearl is also about the moon. So there's something about the moon, your moon sign. The moon as such, take a walk in the moon, spend time just in the open night, in the dark, just allow the moonlight to really shine on you, and maybe the star will get revealed for you as well, just like the feminine. And that's when you have to be the King of Wands and embrace your sun. Again, I meant the sun, S-U-N, but maybe you are, if both of these energies belong to you as a mother, then it could be your child whom you have to embrace, or it could be, I don't know how this is playing out, but someone is going to take action. The King of Wands is business. He speaks business, he is business, and he has an eye for business. He doesn't think twice before creating. He doesn't doubt his instincts. He's got a wolf instinct, something around wolves, something around Scorpio. trust boundaries. He knows when someone has boundaries that can be trusted. When someone doesn't have boundaries, he knows how they should not be trusted, because one who doesn't know their boundaries will not know others' boundaries as well. See how that comes across? So that's where communication comes in place, and the King of Wands is a king of all of that. He's a master of, I wouldn't say he's a master manifester, but he is one who brings the manifestation into life. So if the King of Cups can manifest, if the King of Swords can see through it, the King of Pentacles can maintain it, sustain it, protect it, is the King of Wands who brings it to life, who gives life to it in the moment. So this could be a King of Wands who is slowly opening up towards you if you are the mystic feminine. Again, a lot of ways, a lot of combinations. But I love this reading. I hope it really served somebody. Let's get a final rune message here. I don't think I will read for today anymore. I usually do at least 2 messages a day. Sometimes they have messages around, they come just for me, or sometimes I post it. And this one seems like one definitely to post. And today is probably, this is the only message. And feel free to just subscribe and share if you think you or anyone may need these messages now or forward. Messages like these. Just a disclaimer. I'm just saying, come on. Okay, so let's ask the runes. What is the primary energy? Again, one for the feminine. I cannot skip the masculine here. That's what it comes across. Maybe it's time the masculine says, I need my space. I need my importance. I need to be seen. I need to be heard. I am here. And he's not going to ask for it. He will make himself seen. He will make himself visible. Right? You cannot avoid. That's how these energies are coming through. Okay. So the feminine. Hagalas, apologies if I'm not reading it right. Wrath of nature, destructive, uncontrolled forces, especially the weather or within the unconscious. Tempering, testing, and trial. So your feminine is who is tested now. If you're the mystic feminine, then you are being tested. Don't worry about it. You already have the star. So you already know what's happening here. You have the lovers, you have the star. You may be stressed, but don't worry, you have the lovers and you have the star. It can't get any better. You've got angels all around you, right? So don't worry. If you can't trust, if you have boundaries, if you're not able to identify whom to trust or not, if you're confused with your boundaries or others, you're just where you're meant to be. Hang in there, just chill. Take a cup of coffee, take a walk in the moonlight, take a bath at the beach, or maybe in a spa, whichever is your type. My Venus is just speaking. Come on, soak in the love. Okay, so that's the feminine's energy. It's actually your advice. I don't know if it's your advice. I think it's more of the guiding energies, the supporting energies. And for the masculine, interconnectedness of past, present, and future. I couldn't make this up. Weird. Is that how you read it? Sorry again. WYRD. So, masculine is busy interconnecting the dots. Maybe he's learning to trust the boundaries or learning to put up boundaries while trusting something around the masculine, and this is leaving the feminine a bit confused. Both of these could be within you or outside. Again, not repeating. I'm repeating it so many times because I really want you to get the essence of the message and not be confused by who is who. Don't bother who is who. Just get what's happening, and eventually it'll make sense sometime when you sit quietly in a corner and sip a cup of. Well, no, please. Let's get messages when we intend to receive them. The rest of the time, let's pray. Let's take a break. Let's enjoy the nature and self-care. Venus, Venus in me is like, oh my God, I need to go back and take some time in the spa sort of a thing. Not always, but sometimes, yeah. And my body is like, I'm tired, and then I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna just tuck myself in the bed sheets, then put on some music, and then close my eyes, and then just go to sleep. That's it. Enough of me branding here. Branding, is that even a word? Oh my God, what's with me? Okay, travel both in physical terms and those of lifestyle direction. A journey, vacation, relocation, evolution, change of place or setting, seeking a larger perspective is at the bottom. So the masculine is connecting the dots, while the feminine is really having to hold her conscious and say, I don't know what's happening, but I just have to trust and go with the flow. Well, good, feminine, you're doing just what you need to be. I don't know, I have so much love for this mystic feminine. Just go and soak yourself in the love, in the sun, in the waters, wherever you want. Take good care of your body and attend to your daily duties. Of course, work and earn. No, don't miss that part, because come on, it's Venus, it's the energy to create. So you are the feminine, you don't have to push to create. Creation comes so you can push through to give it to the world. All right, I hope that message supports, and I will see you all soon. Much love. Be gentle with yourselves. Till the next time, take care. Bye.